Hello, fellow bookworms, and welcome to February of 2021. In the past few years, I have done a tradition of reading nothing but romance novels in the month of February because February is le mois d'amour. It's the month of love, and it's also my birthday month, so my birthday is on the day before Valentine's Day, which is February 13th. So it's a pretty exciting month for me. In past years, I have tried to get into the spirit of Valentine's Day through reading nothing but romance books for the entire month. Last year, that was extremely difficult. For those of you who don't know, I am not a huge fan of romance books. So it's not really usually a genre that I enjoy. However, this month I feel like I did a pretty good job incorporating different kinds of love in my readings, and also just varying up the genres a little bit. So the first book that I'm going to be reading for the month of February is for my Goodreads book club, and that's going to be The Snow Child by Owen Ivy. This is a story about family love and the love of that you give to your child. The story takes place in Alaska in 1920, and it centers around this older couple, Jack and Mabel. They are childless, and they are kind of going through a hard time. They're drifting apart. They've always wanted children, but they can't have them. And so during one of the first snowfalls, they go out and they build this beautiful little snow child together. And the next morning, that snow child has come to life, and they're not sure why, but they are trying to understand how this child came to be and what happened, while also they accept her as their own daughter. And so it sounds like Fiona just takes them on this journey, and it sounds, I'm really looking forward to reading about it. So that book is going to be my only book that I'm going to listen to on an audiobook. The rest of my books are hard copies. So the first hard copy that I have that I'd like to finish is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. This is a story obviously about romantic love. I'm sure a lot of you have watched the show. I actually got into this book series by watching the show first. For those of you who don't know, this book centers around a woman named Claire Randall. She is a nurse from 1945. She was a nurse in the war, and through a magical portal in Ireland, or Scotland, not Ireland, Scotland, she gets traveled back, she gets sent back in time to 1743. She's not really sure how, and she's not really sure why, so now she's trying to figure out how to get back to her own time, but there is definitely some romance involved, and there's a bit of a love triangle. So I'm really excited to see how the book compares to the TV series with this. This is quite a chunker. This is quite a chunky book. It's over 1,000 pages, I believe. Yeah. Oh, no, not quite. It's 800. It's 850, so not quite 1,000 pages, but it's pretty chunky, so this is definitely going to be one that's going to take me quite a long time to get through. The third book that I'd like to read for this month is another book that I've already started, and this is Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness. This book is more about mystical love and how love conquers all. This is the second book of the All Souls trilogy. It follows the story of an Oxford historian and witch, Diana Bishop, and her roguish vampire, Matthew Claremont. And he is also a genealogist, so he's a vampire genealogist who they are currently being hunted because vampires and humans aren't supposed to be together. And in this one, she ends up having to hide back in time. So that's kind of where I'm at in this book right now. I believe I'm about a third of the way through or almost halfway, so I feel like I can finish this pretty quickly. This book series is on my 100 essential books to read in your lifetime. The final book is on that, so this is one of the ones that I am currently working toward checking that off my list. So this book is actually the fourth book that I wanted to finish this month. Fourth book? Fifth book. Fifth book. This book is actually the fifth book that I want to finish this month. And this is just if I have time, because I know that some of the books I are halfway through or I've already started, and this is a pretty thin one. This is Persuasion by Jane Austen. Persuasion is about a lost love. So this centers around Anne Elliot, who was persuaded by her friend to not marry this naval officer. And she always regretted it. She always regretted not marrying this guy. And so now she's attempting to rekindle her love with this sea captain, Frederick Wentworth. So it's pretty thin, but it's supposed to be relatively funny. And I think that this will be like a really quick read for me. I really do miss reading some classics, so this will be really fun to delve back into some of the more funny, witty classics that I enjoy. And the sixth book, again, I'm only going to read this book if I have time. I don't know why I'm trying to read 6 books in the shortest month of the year, but since 3 of these books I've already started, one of them's an audiobook, and this one's like super thin, I figured if I have time, what better romance book to read than Misery by Stephen King? For those of you who don't know what Misery is about, Misery is about this author, I forget what his name is, Paul Sheldon. He's an author of a best-selling book series, and he gets into a car accident and is left, like, his legs don't work anymore, he's paralyzed. And he is rescued by his number one fan, Annie Wilkes, her absolute number one fan. And she nurses him back to health and essentially forces him to write for her. It's pretty much any author's worst nightmare is misery. So it's really, really cool. It's really chilling. I've read this book before, but I would be interested in reading it again and watching the movie. Again, this is the last book on my list. It's the last priority, but this is a story about obsession, obsessive love, and the love of reading that we all share. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed what I am planning on reading for this month. I feel like it's a pretty decent stack, but I also feel like it's pretty doable. I mean, it's a pretty big one, but it's doable. I can do it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and let me know in the comments below, do you like romantic literature? And if you do, what kind? Are you planning on reading any this month? Let me know in the comments below, and I will I'll see you next time. All right. Read on, bookworms. Bye.